about them Nuggets.
It's not funny. You just jinxed them. Way to go, Jose.
Every time.
Jose, permaband.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days.
Hosted by a group of best friends. If you'd like to find out more, visit nerdchatmedia.com.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Oh, hello. Daddy D. Wally here, and welcome to The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. We are recording live on March 16th, 2020. Wow, halfway through the month. My gosh. And tonight, we are going to be talking about should Xbox have two CEOs like PlayStation? The new Activision studio, reverse review bombing HiFi Rush, Assassin's Creed Shadows, just totally underwhelming trailer. New controllers and games coming to Game Pass for mid-May 24. My name is Daniel Daddy Diwali Walenzik. For the first time ever. Not just Daddy Diwali. And Starfield is calling me again, boys. Joining me as always is Chipotle Bear, co-host and super producer. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm tired. As you can see from my background, it is not normal. It is full of graduation stuff. I have to be at Red Rocks Amphitheater tomorrow at 7 a.m. And I have a lot of work to do tonight after this. So I'm going to sleep great tomorrow. I'm excited for the day tomorrow. For those that are not around Colorado, Red Rocks is like a very well-known concert venue. It's also where my school hosts their graduation, which I'm in charge of. It's a fun day, but there is a lot of work to do. So I'm happy to be here, man. Honestly, it's nice to take my mind off of that for a little bit and be with you guys to talk about some games, man. So great to be here.
And joining us as always, for some reason, he's wearing his Utah Jazz jersey.
I'm not. I'm wearing my Nuggets Iverson jersey, son.
Sorry. I thought it was your black and
it's the answer.
Yellow gold one. Nuggets are getting smoked, unfortunately, live as we record. X Bacon Gaming, how are you?
It's true. They are getting smoked. It's not
not
pretty
good
at the moment, but it's almost halftime. They make some adjustments. We'll come back out. I just wanted to let Todd Oxford know what a real team looks like and not that crap.
It's a little early for that. I'm not
and those jerseys were hideous.
We got two chances to win one game. I'll take our chances.
Well, we're getting killed by 21 points. Live updates.
22. Got it on my iPad.
Oh, not good. Jose, let's jump into some Nerd Chat shout-outs for the week. From B, from 3 days ago. B asked, is Wally officially converted to PC? Yes, B.
Where's he been? Like he's been lost.
We're like a month deep, I think.
I have Baldur's Gate 3 on my Xbox. I'm thinking about buying it on my PC because I am a no compromises gamer now. I'm a part of the PC master race, as Bacon likes to call it. And
whoa.
Last time Bacon got in trouble for that.
Dude, I really want to clip that. That was hilarious.
No, don't.
Go back and listen.
I'm not
It's
clipping that.
hilarious. Why not? It's great. Come on. Anyway, so yes, B, I'm all in. I've actually been playing on my desktop right here. I've been playing on my Asus ROG Zephyrus G14, which has an AMD Radeon 6800S, and I'm getting 60, 80 frames on Starfield and medium settings on that, and it's incredible. And I have a 4080 Super in my PC, and I love my build. And I'm all in. I can't go back. When I go back to PC now, B, it's like everything's slower. It's just everything's slower. Or sorry, to console. It's just I can't do it anymore. No compromises. So shout out.
It only took a month.
Shout out B and shout out to Big Box 1431. He's got 2 write-ins this week.
Oh boy.
Nerd Chat. I'm going to say it because no one else is brave enough to say it. Here we go, boys. Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin were terrible studios.
Dang.
Their history of making games no one wanted to play finally caught up with them. The 58 people who gave HiFi Rush an 88 Metacritic are out of touch with what types of games the people want to play. Power to the people. Go, Nerd Chat. RIP the Denver Nuggets. Catch you all next week. And that was 7 days ago. That was Big Box.
That was the same day as we recorded last week. Thanks, Big
Okay.
Box.
Thanks, Big Box. We'll come back to his point in a second. Then Matt Valdez 6 days ago. All hail King Bacon. What the?
Oh, sorry.
What the?
I was looking at Todd's comment.
What the? Jose? May the PC always run cool, efficient, and pure. Don't feel bad, Bacon. We know what your point was. Love you guys. Yeah, Matt, I still want to clip it. Anyway,
No,
shut
I'm
up.
not going to clip that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. King Bacon? What the hell is this?
So I'm
Get him out of here, Jose.
king of PC, bud.
And then Todd Oxtra 3 days ago. Please. Oh, Big Box. Oh, 3 days ago. So after our last show, actually, sorry, this was Big Box writing back in after he said the Nuggets were done a while ago. Change of events. The Nuggets won 3 in a row. Big Box wrote in to Todd Oxtra. He's calling him out, boys. He's calling you out, Todd.
He's in the chat right now, too.
Oh,
No.
no. Todd said, please return to the Nerd Chat in your Timberwolves jersey for the duration of the NBA playoffs. Let's go, Nuggets.
Until tonight.
Unfortunately, Todd isn't here.
He is here.
He's not here on the show. with his
Literally, he
jersey
wrote,
on.
I'm here.
Well, I know, but I mean, maybe we need him here again to turn this ship around because
We're coming back, Todd. It's going to be a big second half.
it's gonna be a big game 7.
Big second half.
Big game 7. I'm scared, boys. Anyone
I
can
wish
win.
we had the answer back.
Nope. No, I'd
I
rather have
actually
everybody
don't.
on the Nuggets right now than the answer. I'm scared. Anybody can win a game 7. Very, very concerning. And then our final nerd. He's back 2 weeks in a row. What's going? He is really emerging from the darkness.
Yeah.
6
Pick
days
'em
ago.
up.
Jose, we need to get
Look, there's some people want to ride too. Pick them up.
Bubble Boy N7 wrote in. Wow, gentlemen. After listening to this episode, I feel like I need to sell my Series X along with the PS5. Thoughts?
True.
I'm thinking about it, Chance. My Series X right next to me just collects. It's not even plugged in. I honestly don't know why I have it because I like the S for travel purposes, and Grayson plays on that all the time. I don't know. Here's the thing, Chance. I think it's a good backup. It really is. It's just not in case something God forbid, like a game doesn't launch.
His ROG Allies is backup.
True, he's got the. I forgot he.
That's
has
what Todd
that.
said back to him, too.
And then in response, Todd Oxtra also responded to Big Bubble Boy's inquiry. PC, including handhelds, are so attractive because it's no drama, and almost all of the games are there. An ROG Ally or Steam Deck make it affordable. Very true, especially that $350 Steam Deck, you guys. It's tempting me. It's tempting, but you can't put a standard SSD in that, right? Bacon, it's like the weird formed.
It's an M.2.
Yeah, but it's not
in your PC. It's the shorter version. They make them. The footprint's just shorter.
Yeah. So shout out to Bubble Boy. Shout out to Todd. Todd is here in the chat. Todd, you should have just came on the show. I actually thought about inviting you again, but maybe I should. We just jinxed the Nuggets. But Jose is here. I didn't know if he was going to be here, but
That's
he's
true.
here.
I
So
didn't know if
does
I was going to be here.
anybody want to respond to any of the shout outs? Matt or Big Box?
Big Box is wrong, like a lot of the time about HiFi Rush, but he's definitely right about the Evil Within. They didn't sell anything, like 200,000 copies. So
Really?
That's
it's
it for Evil Within?
bro. The first one, I think,
No
was
way.
about
That was
200,000.
multi-platform.
I'm telling you, Google it. It's not good.
But I don't think they were bad. Maybe not games that people want to play. Arcane Austin, I can see. Redfall, like even I remember listening to Cog and Mr. Matty talk about Cog's like, dude, any other studio makes a game like Redfall, they're done. Like Callisto Protocol, like worse than that, done, right? Callisto had to make, huge cuts. So he's like, that's not surprising. It sucks because Prey was so good, but I understand that. But HiFi had good games. But I mean, if nobody's playing them,
It's about making money.
Well, the only piece I'll add, and then we can move on. I know this has been talked to death this whole week.
Yeah, I've been listening to too much of it. I'm
It's
getting
just
sick of
like
it.
in hindsight, and again, it's still sad. Like that's the part that separates. It's like we're sad for people that lost their job because that sucks, man. You don't want that for anybody. But it's like even in our jobs, if I made a mistake that cost crazy amounts of money, I'm gone. Right? If Bacon crashes his truck, he's gone. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel good because again, it's the medium we love. They're games that we had great times with and we would love to see sequels to. I was talking about Jam Pack Sam was talking about Prey, and I was like, man, I'm just bummed I'll never get to play a Prey 2 because I played it late, thanks to of course Diwali. He recommended it, and man, I just wish I had played it more because I'd played it sooner and could have celebrated it and got more people to play it because I would have loved to have a sequel. So,
have you played Moon Crash yet?
I didn't play Moon Crash.
There you go. That'll.
I want to pick up Prey for my PC. That'll probably pick it up real cheap somewhere.
It's on Game Pass right now. Jose, you can play it, and it's got separate achievement lists, so you're good. You're ready to go.
I don't care about achievements, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you can get the DLC then. But shout out to everybody. Thank you so much, man. We had a lot of write-ins, boys. Shout out to our write-ins.
And to the chat popping off right now, too. Nissa,
oh my gosh, Todd Oxtra and Nissa Howers.
As a therapist, I could lose my job if I did something unethical. Like that is the world that we live in, and it's not an unfortunate thing. That's like what professional careers are. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bummer.
Nissa, Dragon Age Inquisition, free on Epic Games. I should really start claiming those. And
they're better games because they're doing their little hidden thing right now. So the next one comes out in a couple days. So they did this during the winter thing too.
Shout out to Todd. Went to Starfield to go to PS5 next year. Todd. Nessa says, "Yeah, okay, we already read that."
They don't buy games on PS5, so it's not going to sell over there either.
Oh, here we go, Jose. Let's jump into some Xbox gaming news for the week. Actually,
News team, assemble!
And just like the title of tonight's episode, we're starting off with news story number 1. And I've got a nice little summary here from Derek Strickland over at Tweaktown. I put together a quick infographic explaining the new Sony Interactive Entertainment joint CEO structure. Hiroki Totoki is up top, chairman, Sony Interactive Entertainment, CFO, COO, Sony Corporation. Hideki Nishino, CEO, Platform Business Group, lead Platform Experiences Group. Main duties, oversee tech, products, services, platform. Oversee third-party publisher and developer relations and commercial operations, including marketing and sales of hardware, services, and peripherals. Herman Holst, that smooth mother jammer, is also CEO, Studios and Business Group. Main duties, oversee development, publishing, and business operations of video games under PlayStation Studios and Bungie. Oversee PlayStation productions and find synergies.
Ooh, synergies
between the game and transmedia. I mean, he's already doing that with that stupid Hideo Kojima game with Fiznant, or whatever the stupid thing is called. So shout out to look at this is the new Sony triumvirate. Right, Jose? Look at me pulling that word out of nowhere.
Look at you with the $30 one.
This looks, everyone's making a big deal out of this, boys, but this kind of looks like what Xbox is doing, right? Wouldn't Phil Spencer be up there where Hiroki Totoki is, or head of Microsoft Gaming, and then you've got Sarah Bond over there, head of Xbox platform, and then Herman Holst would be Matt
the Boots.
So, Bacon, you're number one PS fanboy of this group. Like, let's be real. As much as he loves to talk trash, he loves to get in the Twitter streets. You shared this. Guys, he's texting us like 7 in the morning. Should be sleeping in. Days off.
I'm grateful for it, Bacon.
This is the first thing he tweets at, or writes to us in the nerd chat. He didn't have the bingo card with the dual CEOs. So, Bacon, take it away. Your reactions to Sony's big moves.
Well, I'm not at all surprised about Herman Holtz. He made Gorilla. He's like a god over there. But this other dude, I never heard of him. I'm sure he'll do a fine job. I just hope he holds a controller better than weird a guy that holds his controller like this and says, I play video games. Still funny that they're all answering to Totoki.
Smart though, right?
Why didn't he just keep that position that he was gifted when they handed out the Jim Ryan cookies and he signed exclusivity deals in a Hanes t-shirt? I mean, good on them. Herman Holtz knows what he's doing. hopefully we never hear from this Nishino guy, and he's just in the background and just pumping out stuff that, that like hardware, and that's not the PSVR 2. And so, it makes sense. Split the responsibilities. I just wish we could have picked Herman Holst up and cut Matt Booty and sent Matt Booty over to Sony. That'd be my ideal situation, but not much to say.
Oh my God. Why? Shout out to Askins live in the chat. Why is this podcast happening during the Nuggets? Well, first of all, the Nuggets are getting dominating.
Why are the Nuggets happening during our Thursday night slot? That's what I want.
They should know better.
And we've got live updates going on right here, Askins. So don't even worry about it. Score is 59-40 halftime. Okay. So we'll keep you updated, but thanks for stopping by during your halftime. It's not looking good. So shout out to Az Laskins. Fake Nuggets fan. Jose, put him on a timeout.
I can't do that. I don't know.
I'm gonna nod. I'm gonna mod Nissa. Nissa, put Todd on a 15-minute timeout. Jose, any reaction to this? You're Mr. Econ, right? This just kind of makes sense. I mean,
I don't think this is an econ thing.
Kind of, yes. And so I'll throw this to you, Jose. Should Xbox do something similar? Replace Phil Spencer with somebody else? 2 people specifically? Is it time for this administrative group to go? Take it away, Jose.
So here's what I'll say. Real quick to just the idea of splitting up the Sony into those different things. That is a good idea, right? And I'll be honest with you, this is not new to business. It's the same thing, honestly, we saw with Bonnie Ross. Remember when she retired? What was it? Like a year and a half ago? Yeah. And they literally filled her with 3 people because remember when these studios were smaller, and I know that sounds weird to say because Xbox and Sony are not small groups, but when they were smaller, like it wasn't as much work, but as it grows and as things get more complicated, it's not feasible for one person to do the job, right? Like it just can't. And so it makes perfect sense for them to split it out and for them to create heads so they can monitor it. Honestly, what this tells me though about the split is that Sony is not backing down, and they shouldn't, right? They should absolutely, but they also realizing they have to change a little bit. They have to make some changes if they want to stay relevant, which is a good thing. Again, competition is important. Now, the other part to your question of like, should we get rid of Spencer? And honestly, I meant to say this last week and I got caught up in my other thoughts, but I thought about it again this week. Here's one thing people have to remember. Let's just say we did get rid of Phil. Let's just pretend that tomorrow, because of all the heat that's happened, he decides, you know what, I've done a good job for 10 years. I brought us out of the Xbox One era and set us up potentially for a different future. I'm done. Let's just say he does that. And let's also pretend that Sarah and Matt do. I don't think they will, but let's just pretend that they did. Who fills those spots? Because that's the piece that
I've got someone right there in the chat, Jose.
Yeah, Todd says Bobby Kotick. No, we are not bringing Bobby Kotick in from Activision Blizzard or from Blizzard. But that's my point is that like, and I'm not saying that we should always stick with leadership that we don't like, but you have to remember that the grass is not always greener, right? That's the point that I wanted to make is that yes, there have been mistakes recently, some very significant ones, right, that we would like to see changed. But changing leadership doesn't guarantee that those mistakes go away. It also doesn't guarantee that they get better, right? They could get worse. You know what I'm saying? And especially at a time where I would argue that we're kind of fragile, not financially. Financially, we're still backed by Microsoft, one of the biggest companies in the world. But Microsoft is watching us with like a much more scrutinous eye that if we screw up, that like more control will come even worse than it is now. And so I think that's just the piece people have to remember is like, I personally do like Phil. Like I'm not ashamed of it. And maybe he's just sold me when his interviews, and that's okay if you don't. You can have your opinion, but I do appreciate that he talks to people because the other side of this coin that everyone's making fun is like no one from Sony talks to the public. No one from Nintendo talks to the public except in their like directs, and I like those. I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying like I do feel bad to some degree when you're in that leadership position and you're trying to put yourself out there. And part of that, to be honest with you, is my job, because that is partially my job, is that I'm a public figure and I have to represent things that I don't agree with or that I didn't do, that I didn't mess up, but it's just my job. And so like, that doesn't inherently make them evil. It doesn't mean that they're not working hard for the brand, but at the same time, mistakes were made. I get that. I agree with that. And I own mistakes when I make them in my job, right? So I'm just saying, I don't think we should jump the gun to get rid of everybody at the leadership level. I don't think that's a smart move. I think there's some knowledge that's there. But who knows? Maybe this is also a chance for some people that are like somewhere beneath them to start becoming up and comers, right? I'm not opposed to that either. Yeah. If there are people that could fill that.
Bacon, what do you think of Todd's comment in here? It says, bring back Peter Moore. He made the Xbox 360. I mean,
No,
I
no.
would love Todd to bring him back, but like, he's just kind of done, right? And it's he was in a lightning in a bottle moment, right, Bacon? He's
Did
not
Peter
come
Moore
back.
make it epic, or did they go before Sony and then Sony dropped the PS3? Did what Peter Moore did really?
I think a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, no, he was
so.
great. I'm not going to deny that. But when you launch a $600 console and say way back then and say, this is it, get a second job, that's not a good look. It's the same thing as TV, and here's how we share games on PS4.
But we were worse.
So
Xbox was
they've
worse.
all stepped on the rake. I
Not
think
like
it's
Xbox.
the same thing. You know, people stuck with the 360 when that overpriced PS3 came out,
and they stuck with the red ring of death too.
Right. I mean,
what a console, you guys! It's over.
So I mean, I don't think Peter Moore did as much as we believe, but he was still very influential in that whole time. So
I mean,
Todd just said Phil has had 10 years. Yeah. That's like a century.
If it wasn't for Phil, Todd, he wouldn't have had 10 years because the
Xbox would have been done. That's a great point. I mean, let's be real. And Todd, I do want to say I'm listening to Secret Friends Unite right now, so I haven't listened to all of your thoughts. I know you guys were going to talk about it, but Todd is very anti-Phil Spencer. He's ready to get rid of him. So, Jose, closing thoughts?
Nothing. I don't have anything new to add really, other than just honestly, like I've said from the beginning, even though I don't have a PlayStation, but I'm not against PlayStation. I think it's great that they're being competitive. Like I know the conversation's going to come up.
They're not being competitive. They're being dominant, Jose.
Well, no, but here's the difference though. And you mark my words, you can clip this.
All right, somebody
in a couple months when Sony has not released anything new, unless there's some big stuff on the horizon.
What if there's a banger slinger at their Sony conference?
And there
everyone's
could be,
gonna
and I hope there is.
I'm just saying, Sony, is that what you're calling for, Dan?
No, I'm just saying they actually show.
I don't know if the VR is.
They show a first-party game and actually release one this year.
The only thing we know is Wolverine at some time.
But at the same time, though, Jose, let me sorry for interrupting. It doesn't even matter. People don't care. People won't even care if there's one first-party game this year for Sony. They will not. Only the hardcore nerds like Todd Oxtra, who are diehard PlayStation fans, are. That's
absolutely fair.
If PlayStation has otherwise they're going to play Call of Duty and be like excited for that, but they won't even care, or they won't even know that Microsoft is making COD. Sorry, it's over.
But you're right. But you know who will care?
Xbox.
You're right. You're absolutely right. PlayStation execs will care, right? And that's the piece that I'm waiting for. Like I'm just saying right now, if they don't have a banger slinger, and maybe they will, maybe the VR Arkham game. Sure, right.
That's not even a PlayStation. That's Apple. No, that's a Facebook. Isn't that
Meta?
Exclusive?
No,
I think it's a Meta.
No, I think it's an Apple only.
It's not on PlayStation. I know.
No,
that.
it's
That's
not
dead.
Apple only.
PSVR
anyway, I digress. Who will care is execs, right? Like if we think that Microsoft is coming down hard on Phil and Sarah and the Xbox brand because of the $70 billion, yeah, they are, because it's $70 billion. But if Sony can't put out games to fund what they're spending, because they're spending money, don't kid yourself, they're also going to be in trouble, right? And again, I don't like that look for anyone. I think I want games to thrive. And the reality of the other piece of this that we're not going to get into, I am going to end this because I'm ranting, is this is an economic downturn for the world right now. Like we're just in that recession as a thing. Like when you have recessions, people don't buy luxuries. And I'm sorry, but games are luxuries, right? That is
especially
just a fact.
$7 ones when you have free to play games.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Shout out to Nissa. She said, "No one is perfect, and perfection is a subject." Yeah, I'm not saying I expect these people to be perfect, and I do like Phil, but I feel like I'm worried, man. Like there's some sort of internal struggle going on there, and as much as Phil maybe wants to do the right thing, I don't think he can anymore. And I also think he's been silent. I've watched him. He did not tweet for days after that announcement of HiFi, and
I know he was real quiet. And Sarah went to that interview.
I think they're going to continue to be quiet, which is probably smart.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss hearing from them because I do appreciate that. But man, this is just it's crazy. I like Todd's point here. Will any Xbox games coming this fall move the needle, excluding COD? I think on COD first, Todd. A lot of people, there's this debate going on where like, is Call of Duty going to be in Game Pass? Honestly, guys, is that really going to be that big of a deal if they put Call of Duty in the Game Pass?
100%.
No, but I mean, I'm going to say for sales, because think if you're not already selling that many consoles as it is. How many copies of Call of Duty are you selling? So why not put it into Game Pass? I don't understand the problem with putting Call of Duty into console Game Pass. They're not going to be losing sales there because they're still going to have the sales from the platform that has way more people playing, PlayStation and PC. So I don't get to them why they're like, oh, maybe we should or shouldn't. Just put Call of Duty into console Game Pass at the minimum. But
Sarah said it's going to Game Pass.
I know, but there's still people. I heard Ryan McCaffrey and Destin this week got unlocked. A lot of people are like, is this even going to happen? To me, it's like, it's a no-brainer. You're not Xbox. You're not going to lose that much in sales on Xbox if you put it into Game Pass. I'm sorry, you're not. And then as far as what games might move the needle, I think we're underestimating Indiana. If Indiana does well, if it's a good game, I think that's going to surprise people. I really do. But besides that, Avowed, no. Hellblade's not going to move consoles. We already knew that. I never once thought Hellblade was going to move consoles.
Hellblade's going to score in the 90s from what I'm hearing.
Probably, but that doesn't mean. But it's
ridiculous.
It's not going to be. But
that doesn't matter. That's the whole issue with HiFi Rush, right? It scored very well.
Exactly.
Not that many people bought it, or not that many people played it, and even fewer bought it, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, but the positive with Hellblade is that it's a small studio. It was only like 100 people, I said, if that, and it took 4 years for them to make it. Because I was listening to an interview on Kind of Funny. They were saying like that trailer they saw with Xbox reveal, they didn't have anything. Like they just put that together, and so I don't know. I'm not as worried about Ninja Theory, but a lot of people have been down, man. I don't know. And then Sony had their biggest game of all time this year with Helldivers 2, said Todd. Yes, which was also what? Not first party, second party. And why was it so big?
Saved by PC.
PCs. If that did not come out on PC, I'm not so sure that it's the big hit that it is right now. And Big Box is live in the chat. Concord will be bigger than Helldivers 2.
Always seen Concord as a twerking hamburger.
Jose, do you have a bold strategy there, Cotton? Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Thank you so much. Big Box, you're crazy, dude. You're crazy. Jose, we need that one too. You're crazy. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. Hey, Matt Valdez and Todd said Phil was distraught after Fallout 76 base got nuked. But did you see? He's going to retaliate. He got the achievement for it. That's the one achievement I don't have either. That was like the last campaign mission. I never got to call a nuke. Phil, invite me to your party because I need help on that one as well. And Nissa said if they don't talk it up or put it out, people won't hear about. Are you talking about Hellblade?
Yeah, she's talking about Hellblade because the marketing stuff is.
Is it that or Call of Duty and Game Pass? Because we never see Game Pass commercials either.
Ooh, that's a good point.
The showcase is going to be that though.
I just don't think Hellblade's not a game it's never been a game that's gonna move consoles. Todd said they own the IP. What is even Concord? And Major Nelson is playing Phil's game. You think that?
He retired and took over Phil's account.
Major Nelson's Major Nelson's a real gamer. But great first topic, boys. Let's move on to news story number 2. Speaking of closing Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin, Activision was this today? Was this announced today? Yep.
Yeah.
Activision is opening a new studio tasked with creating a narrative-based AAA franchise. And Activision has announced, coming from Kat Bailey over at IGN. Activision has announced the formation of Elsewhere Entertainment, a new studio it says will focus on developing a narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise.
Sounds like the Initiative.
Yeah. Elsewhere, which is located and based in Warsaw, is Activision's second Polish studio after the Krakow-based Infinity Ward Poland. The studio has begun working behind the scenes up until now, and this is its first public unveiling. In the blog post, the team includes storytelling experts who have previously worked on franchises including The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, Division, and Far Cry. Wow, we got a banger slanger lineup of talent there, boys. And I pulled up Ryan McCaffrey's little reaction to this, boys, and we're going to get into the next point too, tying along in with this. Ryan McCaffrey wrote with this announcement, I know Activision is a different division than Xbox Game Studios or Bethesda, but given the 3 Bethesda studios Microsoft shut down last week, the optics, or at least timing, on this isn't great. That aside, I'm glad to see Activision building a AAA studio or game besides Call of Duty. And then the first comment, bad take, Ryan, do better.
But Ryan fired back at that dude. Did you see?
Yeah.
Like, get out of my face.
He says the guy who offers no substance whatsoever. Make it constructive, dude. What's your issue? I'll give Ryan some constructive criticism. I kind of agree. We can't be like, oh, we want Xbox to give us these new AAA huge studios and give us these new experiences, but then complain so much for Activision or for Xbox closing down 2 studios, which you could argue, like Bacon and Big Box have, didn't really produce games that were good, or that one of them, or that were, yeah, I know. Arcane, okay, Redfall, sorry, and HiFi, Tango Gameworks, which were good games, but did many people play them? So it's like, I don't know, man. Bacon, I kind of agree with this guy saying it's a bad take. It's like you can't have both. You can't be all like, oh, this sucks, close every studio, and then complain when Xbox opens a brand new AAA studio with a lot of talent in a different continent and country, a part of Activision, which we've always wanted Activision doing something besides COD. Like, pick your lane already. What do you think, Bacon? Am I taking crazy pills?
What if this was solely an Activision decision because Activision has money because their game made money? Here's what I'm assuming is that they give a budget to each branch. Here you go, Bethesda, $5 billion for the year. Here you go, Activision, $5 billion for the year, and do with it what you want. What if Todd Howard closed Tango and Arcane to make room for more Fallout? Can we ever even think that's possible? Or do we think Phil Spencer's up there with his marionette puppets? We'll close this and close. Maybe that was what they do. Maybe they just they set budget to each branch. Xbox Game Studios has this, Bethesda has this, Activision has this, and Activision says, hey, we got some money left over. We're about to sell 100 million copies of the next COD, so let's set up this new team.
Yeah.
And apparently they've been there for a while. So,
and I think Luke brought that up. It's like, I'm pretty sure he tweeted out, like, or he mentioned on the show, like, how if these studios closing means he gets to get a new Fallout sooner, then he's for it. And I'm kind of, I know it sounds terrible, but I'm kind of with them. Like, and it goes back to what Big Box is saying. Like, these are games people play. These are games people pay for. These are games that potentially could move the needle for Xbox. And now you've got Activision creating a new studio with a lot of talent to do something besides Call of Duty. Isn't that what we want? So we can't complain about this. Like,
I'm not complaining.
I don't know. Jose, give me your thoughts.
I mean, here's my question. And I, for the record, I'm for the studio. Like, I am. Open new studios. Let's create new IP. We all call for new IP all the time, but you need people to do that. You need ideas to do that, and you need time to do that. That's the piece that I want to bring up. And it was honestly, Todd brought it up in the chat, which is a great point. So let's say they start this today, which they did. We're still not going to see something for 5 years. Like, it's
the Initiative boys. How long have they been working on a game? I said my dream and Luke's. Or did you guys see the Xbox showcase? I think Ellery asked. Shut down the Initiative. You guys suck. It's over. Cancel Perfect Dark. Just buy Crystal Dynamics Xbox. That's my dream scenario at E3 or Xbox Game Showcase. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm not opposed to it, but this is like this was one of those new things where I was just like, okay, cool, and I went to the next story because it doesn't mean anything for years, right now, literal years. The other part of this though that I'm starting to just wonder more and more is, like, I don't know, and I could be wrong. I don't know if we're just that into long-term, large single-player games anymore. Like, as a society, and that sounds crazy, Dan. I know, I get it. I know what you're going to say, but I'm just saying, I
agree.
think about what we're talking about with like mobile gaming and the next generation and stuff. And like, I don't know if it's wise for any company at this point, unless you're very well established and you
Yep.
are established IP or you
Yep.
have a lot of funding
Yep.
to try to create stuff like this, because it's too much of a gamble, right? Especially when
Yep.
you have the Helldivers doing really well as a multiplayer, and when you have these indies that are coming out of nowhere, like Pal World and stuff that are just doing
And
really well.
cheap games.
You know, it's a bummer. Like that's a sad kind of end of an era that we may see less of those. But I'll be honest, the other side of that for myself personally is like, I don't have time to play all those games.
Yep.
I want to. I want
games. Too many games.
But I don't know, man. I just I'm happy for them. I hope it works out. I hope they produce some bangers, because I would love to see the Xbox brand, you know, like prosper. But I don't know, man. That seems like it just seems like a random news blip to me.
Todd has a few questions. He says, is Polish talent cheaper? Probably. And then we'll see it in a long time. And then he also said, can Raven make a non? No. That whole thing about, when people are excited that all the Activision, we're going to see all these old IPs. No, we're not. I never once thought that. You're going to use all the talent on the games. I'm sorry. No, you guys are crazy. All these people saying like, maybe someday we're going to see a Banjo. No, sorry guys. Banjo sucks. First of all.
Hey,
two,
you
nobody's going to buy that or play that. Okay. This goes back. You know who else I'm calling? I'm on a rant right now. Zenkai, I'm calling you out too. We need to stop living in the member berries, guys. It's never going to be 2007 again, Jose. It's never going to be 2012.
It's a fact.
It's never going to be 2014, 2015, We need to move forward and quit living in the past with our games. Be like, oh man, I remember Halo 3 and the good old days of COD, Modern Warfare 4, and Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Decades ago, almost at this point, Jose. Gosh, we're old. Son of a gun.
No, 2007 was more than a decade ago, bud.
I know. I'm saying
decades.
I said decades. I said
decades.
So, Bacon, I think we're good to move on. Or any closing comments?
Anthony Edwards is on the floor hurt right now.
Okay. Live update. The score is in the Nuggets.
Todd.
66-42, quarter 3. Shout out to Deja Vu as well. He said, hi, boys. Go Nuggets. Diablo 4 is back. Southwest egg rolls from Chili's is great. And now game time. Bye. Okay, shout out to Deja Vu.
Southwest egg rolls are great.
He had a great game the other night, Bacon. Did he tell you about our victory last? We went out on a win. And everybody
just told me that he was tired from carrying you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right, Deja Vu. It was a good game. It really was. He had a couple of and ones. He didn't make his free throws, but he did get the and one.
What's with him on the free throw line?
By the way, Bacon, I went 3 for 3 on my 3-point attempt free throw. I was pretty pumped about that. Nailed all 3 of them. But then horribly missed airballed another 3. But I got fouled and he didn't call it because he said we were up by 20. Shout out. Nista said she would like $5 billion. Yep. We could run these studios, right? And Nessa said Celtics love ahead. No, we don't need that. We'll see you in the NBA finals.
Those big market teams, I can't stand them.
She also is having little kitty, big city. Loving that. And Todd said the initiative was announced in, oh my God. Is that true? Holy 2018. And then I know they hired Crystal Dynamics help. That's what I'm saying. Just, they're done. You close the initiative, pick up Crystal Dynamics, pick up the Tomb Raider IP, move on.
Okay. You got to take Eidos while you're at it.
You don't think we're going to see Initiative at the showcase, do you?
Well, they made Perfect Dark, and we're going to see Perfect Dark. So
supposedly, here's the thing. If you don't see them, Jose, at this showcase, close the studio. It's over. It's been 6 years, and we've seen a CGI caca trailer.
What was Phil? Hold on. What was Phil playing at the initiative like 4 years ago? And there was that cameo photo of him standing there with that dude from Naughty Dog. Dude, he was playing something, and apparently his daughter loves
canceled.
It. Right?
Yeah, whatever.
What was that?
Shout out to Big Box. Preach, D Wally. Dude, you know I'm right. Can't close the studio. They haven't produced anything in almost 7 years.
They're the big brain guys.
No, they're a failure.
I agree.
Close them up.
I don't
get
even count the
Eidos,
initiative in
get
the
Crystal
studio.
Dynamics, move on. Can King make a Viva Pinata mobile? I don't, Todd.
Todd
I don't
has
even know what to say
strange
to you anymore.
questions.
Let's move on to news story number 3. And this also pissed me off, by the way, with this HiFi Rush. Guys, what do you think about this? And Bacon mentioned this first. And then I was just on my timeline and I saw this. Steam users are review bombing HiFi Rush after Tango Gameworks closure, but positively. It is now Xbox and Bethesda's highest rated video game ever. And then Steel Rain, I Steel Rain, I don't know, some guy on Twitter brings up a great point. He quote tweeted that post and said, "So we gotta wait until a game is on its deathbed to demonstrate passion for the game, huh?" You know what, guys? I completely agree. And so does Lord Cognito. Lord Cognito posted 100 and he said, "Tell the truth," with a little meme down there. And then Chargasm said, why didn't they buy the game and review it in its first few months? That would help more. And then Steel Rain said, "That's my point. But this is missed upon the vocal minority." Yeah, Bacon, I'm sorry. I think this is BS. I think you can't show a support for a game now just because the studio is closing. You should have been supporting the game, buying it, and giving it a huge positive review when the game came out a year ago. And I think this is BS. And I also think that review bombing, positive or negative, is getting out of control. And I hate that I hate how Steam seems to dictate so much in the conversation. I really, even though, by the way, my Mass Effect Steam review, it's getting me more points, got more Steam points from it. So I like that part of it. But Bacon, take it away on this.
No, it's true that only when the death of a studio comes that we're going to come out of the woodwork and reverse review bomb something. This is coming hot off the heels of the Helldiver 2 fiasco. Steam is the NVIDIA of PC gaming. It does carry a lot of weight, and it carries enough weight that causes Sony to change their mind. But then Sony also delists Ghost of Tsushima and more places. So they're standing by their guns on this.
Well, they should. I mean, that's a whole Sony issue.
Thing,
that's it's a stupid PSN thing. They got to figure that out.
Yeah, and where were they when IGN gave it a 7 out of 10? And where were they when Jim Sterling gave it a 1 for HiFi Rush? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Nobody cared back then. And then when it gets closed, and we're going to be like, "Oh, hey, we did really like it, Phil. You should reopen that team. You should have bought the game. You should have played the game. You should have reviewed the game." I mean,
should have voiced your positive opinions about the game back then.
But again, there are too many games, so maybe people are holding off. But there are entirely too many games. And I actually agree with Joe from the Trophy Room that said there's way too many studios making way too many games. And I don't ever agree with Joe.
That's true. What do you think about this reverse view bombing? I just didn't like it.
I hate it. And not because I don't want them to support HiFi Rush. I agree with all the points you made. I think reviews are important. I think they're an important part of all the mediums that we're in. And I think that truth in reviews is important. And again, not because I want anyone to suffer, but like, I'm a nice dude. I'm like Nissa in the chat. Like, I don't really, like, I live by the mantra that if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Like, honestly, that's literally how I live. So I don't leave reviews because I know I would always find something positive to say that's not valuable. But I do really appreciate when people are honest in reviews, even though I don't leave them, because I think that helps me make choices, right? Like that makes choices on what I buy in Steam and where I give my time and what stuff I buy on Amazon and what restaurants I go to. And so again, I understand why people are doing it. Like I get it. I get what they're trying to do, but like giving it positive reviews doesn't mean like Xbox to be like, "Oh my gosh, we were totally wrong. We should just bring back HiFi Rush." That's not how that works, dude. You know what I mean? So it's just, Big Box made a great point here in the chat. He said HiFi Rush only has a 12% completion rate. Like, and it's not that long of a game, dude. It's really not. And
30% is the industry average for all games, and it's already on discount on PS5. Where is Aaron Greenberg to tell us it's a success? God, I hate that game.
I mean, I'm not a hater.
I mean, I love the game,
but I enjoyed the game. But I'm just saying, like, dude, just because I like the game doesn't mean that they deserve to stay open. And I think at the end of the day, and I'm just circling back, I'm going to be done, is that when companies are worried about their money, and they're all companies, don't kid yourself, they have to make decisions.
Yes.
And they probably looked at numbers, and I'm sure that to probably Phil and Sarah and maybe even Matt, they weren't thrilled about closing the studios. No one wants to tell people they're losing their jobs. But at the end of the day, when your boss, and I'm talking about Microsoft, says, "Hey, are you going to give me back my $70 billion?" You have to make choices, dude. Like, sorry, you do.
Yeah.
And so I like that they were trying to help out. This is just not really the way to help out in the future. Support devs, guys. Buy games, play games, share games, celebrate games. That is how you celebrate devs.
Okay, but even if we're on Game Pass, leave a good review, spread the word, tell people to play it.
So saying, spread the word, tell people.
Buy something. You know, there are ways that you can support a game even if it's on Game Pass, and we all do that. And sometimes you know, buy a game as a gift. But
shout out to XCP's Discord, man. Everybody's always celebrating awesome games. And I think Chris was even talking about the other day. He's like, man, I jumped over to some other Discords and everyone was just hating on games, but here, like, people were just like, this is cool. I'm excited for this. Like, that feels good, man. I like seeing that.
I was going to post something about Starfield in the Starfield chat. Shout out to Nissa and shout out to Seasoned Gaming. Their last episode was I
haven't finished it yet.
Hogue was talking a lot about and he was being tough. Like, he really was. And the bottom line is like, these are companies and they're in it for money. And like you said, Jose, as much as we want to, believe in the goodness of Microsoft giving us these great games, and just because they're a $3 trillion company, you don't become the most, powerful company in the world by making stupid ass decisions. And sometimes you gotta close some things. You gotta figure out what works. And it sounds bad, but like, also shout out to Handsome Phantom. They also had a good discussion about how like sometimes this stuff happens. So back to Todd Oxford. Todd said, remember when the Coalition was announced at E3 and showed a spy game and then they were told to make use? Yes, I do remember that. Wasn't it Black Tusk Studios initially, Todd, and then they changed the name to the Coalition? I think we're going to get there someday. I think after they finish the Gears trilogy, we get it. I think we're going to get a new IP from the Coalition. The Coalition is incredibly talented. Let them make a new game. Please. I know
they need to finish Gears, though.
I said that. I said after they finish Gears. Okay. And I know Luke's all about like, oh, Gears, whatever. I've never been the biggest Gears guys, although I will say I've enjoyed the Coalition's versions of Gears. I feel like they're better overall games than the first trilogy. Maybe not better story, but game-wise. But let them work on something else, Xbox. But who knows? I mean, we'll see. Does Gears even have selling power these days? Like, realistically, like,
I think it could.
Member berries, you guys. Member berries.
PS5.
Nessa says she likes HiFi Rush when she's not jumping. That's like an age thing, Nessa. I notice a lot of younger gamers, they're just not good at platformers like us olds. Like we love the platforming. Todd said, should Xbox make their 35 studios focus on 6 core franchises? What does that sound like? Who does that? PlayStation. You're right, Jose.
Yum Brands? Like I don't
know. Activision did that and they made bank. Nessa said, and when your game is nominated for gaming awards, shout it out. Yeah, I mean,
it all comes back to Xbox's marketing. There is none.
It's bad. Greeny.
They shadow dropped HiFi Rush at a freaking developer direct. That
I don't think that. I thought that was cool. We were all excited.
That's fine. Shadow drop it, but then advertise it. Been watching the NBA playoffs for over a month right now, and I've yet to see anything Hellblade related. Call of Duty.
Are you serious, Bacon? When you start the Xbox app, it's the Hellblade screen in the background. I'm seeing it. There was a message from the Game Pass app. Download Hellblade now. I'm seeing tweets. I'm seeing interviews. There's marketing
casuals
going on.
Who still don't know what Game Pass.
They were never okay. Game Pass different.
God,
Hellblade. They're never
frustrating.
Okay, so shout out to Todd giving us another score update. Yeah, he said 78-40, whatever. It's 76-50 now. And then Big Box said Todd Oxtra is cyberbullying the city of Denver right now.
Yeah, he is.
Nissa says, I'm 42. I was not good at jumping and I didn't know that, Nissa. I'm good at jumping in games. But they need to tell people. Yeah, I know. They need... Here's the thing, Bacon. Maybe they're not telling people about Game Pass
because they want it to fail.
is going to go away.
I don't think it's going to go away, dude.
I don't think Game Pass is going to be the success that us enjoy it for and appreciate it for. I think Game Pass. I'm worried, boys. I'm worried. But I've had a great run. I've had a great 7 years. Never paid full price. Stacked it
It's
up.
only like $16 in total.
Let's move on to news story number 4. And hot takes coming up on this one, boys. Assassin's Creed Shadows was finally formally announced, and it will be coming out November 15th, hot release date there. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, you will live in the intertwined stories of, is it Naoe? Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Naoe.
An adept shinobi assassin from the Iga province, and Yasuke, the powerful African samurai. Yasuke, from the powerful African samurai of historical legend, against the backdrop of the turbulent late. You want to take that, Jose?
Oh, I don't have the article up. I just
Then Goku period. Is that right? This remarkable duo will discover their common destiny as they usher in a new era for Japan. Hot take. This trailer did absolutely nothing for me.
You're insane.
Wild.
And I've been waiting for an Assassin's Creed Japan all my life. And this is literally the exact opposite of what I wanted to see.
What would you have wanted to
Assassin's Creed Japan? No offense to our protagonists in any way, but when I think of an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, I'm sorry, but these main protagonists are not what I'm envisioning for that game. You're telling me it's not a little weird?
Nope.
Not at all.
You know why? Because
top comment. Wait, before you say anything, the top comment.
I don't. Who cares if
YouTube.
it's the top comment?
89,000 likes, probably more likes than the actual video. No, it actually isn't. It's only about a third. The most heroic thing about this trailer is that they left the comments open.
That is funny.
Don't ask questions. Just consume in this product.
You know why it's dope, Dan?
Tell me what was good about this.
Because it's based in fact. It's based in what actually historically
I'm
happened.
envisioning Shogun. Why am
It
I
is Shogun. That's the other cool part. It is literally there is a Shogun in the game. And dude, I think it looks awesome. I was really pumped.
I'm envisioning Ghost of Tsushima over what we saw in this trailer.
Go play Ghost of Tsushima, bud. Comes out soon.
I will hear in about 10 minutes.
I'm just saying, dude, I thought this was awesome. I honestly, when I heard they were dropping another Assassin's Creed, I was kind of like, whatever. Because I just wasn't.
I'm still like
Valhalla.
I saw this show,
and I was pumped. I was like, this looks rad. I like the storyline. I like it's based in history. It looks interesting to me. And you know what? The other piece of it, and I could be totally off base.
They're non-skippable skip scenes.
I really liked that it wasn't a giant city. I really like that because that was one of my biggest complaints with the later games was that it was just like, it was too much, man. Like I don't want to sink 140 hours in. I want to sink 80 maybe or 60 even.
This is going to be another 100-hour AC Valhalla. You're insane.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I thought it looked rad, man. I'm curious to see how the two protagonist thing is going to play together because
I like the two characters
in the trailers that they're like at first enemies. So I think that'll make a compelling story piece of it.
I like that in Vindicate. Or Syndicate.
In Syndicate. I mean, they made a lot of comparisons to Syndicate, some of the grappling stuff that you're bringing back. I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was actually awesome. And you're right. It was mostly cinematic trailer, and Dan hates cinematic trailers. He wants to see gameplays. It's fine. He can absolutely have that opinion. I'm just saying, like, I kind of thought AC was kind of dying out as a franchise, if I'm being super honest, because they just kept doing the same thing. And maybe this will be that too. But I thought it was rad, man. I thought it looked really cool. I thought it was a compelling story. I hate that the narrative right now, for those that don't know, all over social media is it's about race. Like, I just think that's dumb, dude. What a freaking waste of time. Like, just focus on the game. Like, truly, man, I think it's going to be a dope game.
And I don't think it's about race. I'm just, when I think of
no, the social media is about race. It's 100% about race.
Clearly about race.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bacon. What do you think?
What do I think of Samurai?
I think it's made by the correct team, the team that made Odyssey. And Odyssey is my favorite Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
I like that. I love the storyline. I like all and everything feudal Japan. Does my excitement for the greatest movie ever made, The Last Samurai, change because there's no way that
even though supposedly that was based on some white guy samurai too.
I mean, it very well could have been. I mean,
but that's not the come on. The first Japanese Assassin's Creed. I don't know.
why is there a problem with that, man?
I don't know.
You're sounding like that mob on Twitter right now.
It's not about race. It's just
Dude, go watch Shogun, because that was they can tell everyone the great news about that today.
Oh, Shogun has been renewed for.
How is that possible when it's only one book, right?
Doesn't matter. It is that damn good. It could be friends for all I care 12 years later and still running. Shogun needs more Shogun. But yes, I'm going to follow it up with Ghost of Tsushima tonight. And Ghost of Tsushima 2 is going to be announced sometime this month at the super secret Sony show that we've heard so much about for the last 2 years. I have zero problems with these protagonists in new Assassin's Creed, and I'm going to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus and play all their games for 2 months and be done $40 later.
He is. He bragged about that like seconds after it came out on our chat.
Is the truth? Where was I? I have videos of myself at home January 6th. Don't worry. I started filming evidence because I didn't want to be accused of anything, Joe. Don't worry. I've got my alibi. PlayStation show says next, or PS Trophy, the Trophy Room PlayStation podcast says next week. Facts. We are getting the show.
Super secret.
God,
Super
give me a
secret.
Ghost of Tsushima sequel over this Assassin's Creed game.
Give us both, dude. Let us have our fun.
Why do we have to have just one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey guys, I want it to be good. I suggested we draft this a long time ago. Don't even give me that. By the way, are we still going to draft this? Is this still something we pick up, or do we wait till the Summer Games show? We got to start thinking about that. But I'm hopeful. But maybe you're right, Jose. Maybe my Assassin's Creed Japan was Ghost of Tsushima, and that's a great game. That was a great game.
You know,
minus the unskippable cutscenes. Good God!
You know how I told you my receptionist at work's cousin works at Sony, and that's how I got all my inside information. Apparently, Joe has sources too.
He has no a quick. Okay. Wait. Here,
he just came off Crossfire.
Chat is popping off. Crossfire. Todd said, "Can it be a 40-hour game?" No. They're not capable of that anymore. We already talked about that. Big box. I think AC Valhalla, dude. AC Valhalla is their best-selling Assassin's Creed, and it's trash, and it's 80 hours of trash. The campaign is 80 hours if you mainline it and want to just punish yourself. Sold really well for you. It did. A quick Google search said it was the first Ubisoft game to ever gross one. That's insane to me. Valhalla is so bad. Joe says he has no insider knowledge. He's saying it with confidence. So yes. Shogun, 2 more years. Give me more Shogun. Give me more Ghost of Tsushima. Wait and see on Assassin's Creed. I'm not sold on Assassin's Creed. This trailer did nothing for me. And it's not just the characters. It's just.
All right, Bacon and I'll play together. Fair enough.
Yeah,
news story.
Co-op, bro.
Number 5. And this is a quick news story. I just wanted to shout out Xbox for doing something. They've always been on top of their game with this, you guys. And we got to show support to them for always trying to reach out to other gamers for accessibility. Microsoft announces the Proteus controller, a gamepad for gamers with disabilities. This customizable controller is expected to ship for a little pricey, but very cool. Jose, if you can scroll down to the next picture there, it's very modular. There's different ways you can set up the controller. And I really liked some of the comments in here. And of course, it's all the way at the bottom because people have to just trash this. But I go down to Berserker. It's kind of highlighted in gold, Jose. And this is the first one I read, and I think this is awesome. I have a disability which affects my hands. I can get away with normal controller for most games, but there's an occasional game that requires certain movements or combinations in which I really struggle. Game pads like the 8BitDo Ultimate controller that allow remapping of the buttons and back paddles certainly help, but this is next level. I love to see Microsoft continue to push forward with gaming accessibility. because for many individuals with disabilities, gaming is damn near the only place in life that they don't feel disabled. I'll have to seriously consider picking one of these up. Although the price is pretty steep, I wonder if recreational therapists might be able to help individuals be able to get certain health insurance reimbursement. And I liked this comment a little bit further down, Jose, by Beeks Electric. I have a lot of issues with other parts of Microsoft's gaming strategy, but their focus on accessibility has always been stellar and a bright spot for the entire industry. I hope they keep focusing on these initiatives. So yeah, guys, they've, like Electra said, we can hate them for some of their studio closures and stupid decision when it comes to games and their console business, but they've always been pushing forward with accessibility, and we need to praise them for that. So Jose, any reactions to this cool controller? I mean, $299 is super expensive. The adaptive controller is only $100. So
I mean, I think it's obviously very cool. I agree with everybody. Like, I think it's cool that they always do this, man. I just like that people want to play games, man. And it makes me sad to think that people couldn't. So anytime we can add to that, the general group of people that can play games, that's awesome. Great point that, was it Electrics made? Sorry. Berserker made. I wonder if you could use like a flex spending account to buy something like this. You know what I mean? Cause it's kind of a weird way, a medical device. I mean, $300 is expensive, but dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, think about our pro controllers. Think about like some of the scuff stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that far off from like the prices. It is. But I'm just saying, like, medical devices are expensive, dude. And so, like,
that's a good point.
It would be cool if insurance could help with that a little. But overall, I'm super glad that they make it. I'm glad that people utilize it too. And for the record, I'm also glad that Sony's doing the same thing. I'm not. This isn't just an Xbox thing. Again, I want all people to play games. It's just interesting to see where we'll go. So anyway, I think it's awesome.
Nissa said they did better marketing for the adaptive controller than their games.
It's fair.
Well, but that's not a bad thing, right, Nissa? That's not a bad thing. Unpopular opinion from Trophy Room. I want less people to play. Holy
and demonetized.
Okay, all right. Well, January 6th, huh, Joe? Oh man. Nissa. Todd Doxer said Xbox nails. They've always nailed the. They've always been on top of the controller game, whether we want to brag about that or not. Bacon, closing thoughts on the new Proteus controller.
Well, I've always said this since day one on this show that, one of my favorite things is the fact that they released that original accessibility controller, adaptive controller, and then it works on every platform.
Yes,
because they truly are.
And forced
people over there at
PlayStation,
Xbox. Right? Like 3 years later to finally develop one, and then they come out with this futuristic. I probably could never use it, but it's freaking awesome that it exists. And
I was thinking, Bacon. You know what? Maybe I could use that for aim with my mouse, get movement with my left, do a little combo.
The keyboard, Dan, and
you could probably just practice with your keyboard.
The WASD, dude. It's not the same. It sucks. Sucks. Movement on a keyboard sucks. Aiming superior. Movement sucks. Last news story here, boys. News story number 6. Coming to Game Pass for mid-May 2024. And there's some banger slangers on here. Available now. We've probably mentioned this multiple times. Brothers, The Tales of Two Sons, Cloud Console PC. Chance of Sonar, Cloud Console PC, also available now. EA Sports NHL 24 with, is that Kale McCarr? I don't know, somebody on the house. On the cover, EA Play, May 16th. Immortals of Avium. I think I told you guys to wait on this one. Ooh, it's on PC. Oh, yeah, because it's EA. That's right. Cloud, PC, Xbox, Series X and S, EA Play. I'm going to have to play Immortals. I'm thinking I might have to do that. And then May 21st, the big one we've been waiting for this month, boys. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Cloud, PC, Xbox, Series X and S, day one on Game Pass. Galactic Care, Cloud, PC, Xbox, Series X and S, May 23rd. Haunty, Cloud Console PC, May 23rd. Moving Out 2, Cloud Console PC, May 28th. Humanity, Cloud Console PC, May 30th. Jay Bizzle, Lords of the Fallen, a Dark Soul or Souls-like game for. Actually, he's probably going to just be playing Elden Ring. Let's be real, just because the DLC is coming out. Cloud, PC, Xbox Series X and S. Very interested in that. I'm not going to lie, but kind of bad timing, right? Right before Shadow of the Erd Tree. Firework on PC on June 4th. Rolling Hills Cloud Console PC on June 4th. And leaving Game Pass May 31st. Chicory, A Colorful Tale. Far World Pioneers. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Pac-Man Museum Plus. Little Witch in the Woods. And Railway Empire 2. Jose, what are you besides Hellblade, anything else on there?
I do want to check out Immortals of Avium. I honestly was super into that game when it came out. I just never played it because of the timing of when it came out.
High praise from Luke.
Yeah, Luke and Logan loved it,
Logan,
and I do trust them on that set. I also wanted to try Lords of the Fallen. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of a little bit of Souls out right now. I think I'm gonna pull back from that a little bit until Erd Tree comes out.
Yeah,
but I might just look at it. I thought it was interesting. I heard a lot of great things about Humanity. It's like a Lemmings game. If you ever played Lemmings for like Super Nintendo, and I thought I'd give it a shot, man. Not because of the trophies, just because it looks interesting. But just man, I still think it's. I know you're down on Game Pass, dude, and I get it. You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I still think the Game Pass is the strategy that Xbox is pushing. I really think they're moving away from consoles in general. I think they're going to still make consoles for the record, but I think that they're really pushing the Game Pass. And I'll be honest with you, just to kind of circle from the start of the show, I think it's imperative that Xbox puts COD on Game Pass. If they don't, I think that's going to spell some real bad things for both Xbox and for Game Pass. So. All in all, this month I think a great month. I think as we get into summer, it just feels good. Like personally at work, tomorrow's my last big event of the year, so after that, I am pumped to get some gaming time in.
That's what I'll say. And by the way, Todd, he said all these old games coming to Game Pass. Hellblade and Galactic Air and Haunted, those are day one games.
Lords of the Fallen's not even a year old.
Those are day one games, Todd. Yeah. And when did Immortals come out? And EA Sports isn't even a year old, or hockey isn't a year old. They usually always do it towards the end of the season. But these are solid games, Todd.
Todd's been drinking too much from the land of 1,000 lakes.
Yeah, to be fair, they're winning. To be
90. Oh, they're up by 30, guys. Good God. Game 7. See you in Denver. All right. I'm gonna close that. You got this one. It's over. Okay. Bacon, anything you're gonna check out there? You play a lot of games.
I'm trying to figure out what Joe's talking about here, because he said Todd speaks the truth, and because of old games going to Game Pass, there's nothing in PlayStation Plus Premium PAL Prince. It's,
you know what they just got? Red Dead Redemption 2. How old is that game?
And how many times have we had Red Dead Redemption 2 in Game Pass?
Let them play it, man. It's fine.
I'm
just Joe. He's a hypocrite sometimes.
Todd's coming in hot tonight too. He's getting cocky because of this 30-point win. Getting tired of this.
It's not over. It's not a win. We still have 9 minutes to come back, gentlemen.
It's over.
I hope I'll find time for Lords of the Fallen, but right now
I am interested in that for sure.
I have way too much on my plate right now, and it's absurd.
Let's get right into that, Bacon. What have we been playing and or watching? Bacon, what are you playing?
I've been no life in Hades 2 because it's freaking fantastic, and those games are just an absurdity how much I play those kinds of games. That and Curse of the Dead Gods and Brotato and freaking Dead Cells. Just so much of those kind of games just hook me. My brother and Mike have both been playing the heck out of it. It's better than the first, like a lot better than the first. It's hard, very hard. And then tonight I will be linking my PlayStation account to my Ghost of Tsushima. It's downloaded.
You've never played it, right? Or
I played it on PS5. No.
Oh,
I fell off because I don't like being on PS5.
Probably my favorite. So I'm going to say it, Joe. Probably my favorite PlayStation 5 game. Ghost of Tsushima remake or remaster, whatever the heck it is.
But I had big plans.
Minus not skippable cutscenes. Gosh, can I just speed through the stupid side quests that don't
matter? Go get a snack, bud. You probably need it. Your blood sugar seems low, dude.
I had plans to play Fallout, and then Hades came out, and I might even skip Ghost of Tsushima tonight to play more Hades. It's
no
wild,
dude. It's so, dude. After Shogun, Bacon, you need to jump right into Ghost of Tsushima. What a game! What a game! Gosh,
no, I liked what I played.
Best PS5 game.
I only finished one game on PlayStation.
Even though it was on
I think
PS4.
ever in my life.
Got the platinum in that. Anything else, Bacon? Just Hades?
Just Hades.
Yeah, we
Hades.
didn't get to get. I tried inviting Bacon to Battlefield 2042. He just wouldn't join us for some reason. Had
Hades.
issues joining. And Jose, what about you? What have you been playing? Not much, huh?
Honestly, this week not a whole lot because of getting ready for graduation. However, I did finally beat another Crab's Treasure. Great game, man.
You beat it. Good for you.
If it's fun, it's silly, it's hard, to be fair. And here's the funny thing. I'll be very honest with you because I'm not ashamed. I got to the final boss of the game, which is if you play the game or if you've played it, you can back me up here. I thought I was at the final boss 7 times because of the way the story hits. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Final boss. And then you go to like this whole other world. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. Yeah. Final boss. Nope. And then there's like another final boss and then another final boss. And then like finally got to the final boss of the game. And honestly, I had not modified a single thing in the game. I did it all by myself. And then I got to the last one and I just couldn't do it. And I was like, I'm like not having fun now. Like I kid you not, I played the boss probably 40 times. And I finally was like, you know what? I wonder if there's a setting to make things easier. There is a whole panel of settings you can adjust for the game if you want to make it just a little bit easier or incredibly easy. And here's the cool part that made me feel proud. By default, it is set to hard. That is how the game is set. I didn't know that. So I basically beat the whole game on hard except the final boss. I did turn it down so I could just beat him because I just want to move on. I want to play Tsushima. I want to play other stuff. And it was a cool story. It's a little more try getting good. Joe, I put in hours of getting good, and I don't have.
I'm pretty sure Jose
right
bailed out of Dark Souls 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, like 2 hours into Dark Souls 3, I was like, this is not my game. So it was really fun though. Definitely check out another Crab's Treasure. Support Aggro Crab, super dope studio. I'm excited to see what they put out next year and hopefully in a couple of years. I also then went back to Evil West. I'm playing that on my Ally, having a great time there. Fun game. It's just a fun game to play. It's easy to play. And after playing another Crab's Treasure, I was dominating those vampires because my game was on point. Obviously, I'm excited for Hellblade, pumped for Ghost of Tsushima. And then very, very soon, Shadow of the Erdtree. It's just a good time, man. One thing I do want to quickly mention about shows. If you like funny movies and you like Jerry Seinfeld, there is a movie that just came out on Wednesday on Netflix called Frosted. It is hilarious. It is so funny. It's basically a story about the invention of Pop-Tarts told from the story of like Kellogg's and Post, but it's like a crazy 60-person all-star cast. And it's like very punny, very well written, hilarious. My wife and I were cracking up the whole time.
Also, check out Frost on Netflix. The Roast of Tom Brady. Go check that out.
Yeah, that's good too. That's what I've been up to, man.
Shout out to Big Box in the chat. He said he put a Concord tattoo on his lower back. I really need that game to hit to not look like an idiot.
No regrets.
And Joe said Game Pass sucks. Xbox dead. And he also said that same Big Box. He's got the same Concord. Yeah, we'll see about that game.
We've seen Hamburger.
Nissa said, "Did you see the Prince of Persia announcement? Which one?"
I didn't see that.
It's a roguelite.
Yeah, no, I think we talked about the roguelite before. And Todd said he bought Immortals of Avium for $8. Oh, should have waited and got that on Game Pass. But shout out to Matt Valdez. He is playing Prey on PC. Ooh, tell me the first time, Matt, were you blown away at that opening? Man, what a game. Every achievement, including the DLC on Prey.
Good job.
That game. I might go back and play it on PC down the road. I'm saving it, Matt, for when I want to go back to get the PC Achievos. And we already said, Jose, are you going to try getting good? Humanity was day and day. Todd's really starting to piss me off bringing all this PlayStation. Nobody cares.
Those influence.
Nobody cares.
Todd Oxtra is the Tim Dog of our friend group.
Okay, Joe, give Prey another shot. If you're gonna talk all this praise about Arcane and Tango Gameworks, go support them.
It's a great game.
Prey.
Man. It's fun.
Get into it. Buckle in, because it's a fantastic. And tell me what you think of the ending. Todd, oh God, 101 to 63. Good God, my God.
It's eating a beating like that. Since
I got Callisto. I got Callisto Protocol for $5 off Epic.
Nessa said they moved their date because Hades 2.
Yeah, I saw that too. Nissa. That
Oh,
is
who? What game was that? Yeah, what game?
the Prince of Persia, like their team
Oh,
basically said,
yeah,
we're gonna
that's right.
play. We want to play.
Yeah.
We want to go play Hades too. So we're gonna let
That's
them
right.
go. Hopefully release later. That's cool.
That's smart. I respect it. I'm a Nintendo stan. Yeah, right, said Todd. And Joe said the PlayStation delegation rejects Tim Dog's offer to join.
No, you guys have welcomed him with open arms. He's like part of the team now.
Dude, I remember I followed Tim Dog for like one day and I was like, I can't do this. And I just muted him and unfollowed. I was like, I just can't. And that was before anything happened.
Him and Crap Gamer have formed a support group.
Go have fun on PlayStation. Whatever, Joe. You can have them. I don't.
You guys can have Tim.
Speaking of PlayStation, I am playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on my PC on my 4080. And my gosh, you guys, I mentioned last week, it looks so good at 4K, 120 frames, Joe. You don't even know, man. You don't even know the visuals that I'm getting. I was really enjoying the game for the most part. But right now, guys, I'm 16 hours in. I'm at chapter 9, Jose, at that stupid wall market. Just kill me
there myself.
Just
where you're like where the gym's at and where the honeybee place is at.
Oh my!
Have you done the dance sequence yet?
No. Why? Just ruining all the fun I had in this game.
I like
this chapter is like 4 hours long. If you do side stuff, I've got Johnny running around like an idiot, talking about Tifa, saying "bro" to me. I'm going and getting dresses. I'm doing stupid crap. Just absolutely ruining.
There's some great boss battles in that game, though.
Yeah,
the boss battles are cool. I just fought that stupid giant house. What the?
Yeah, it was hard.
It was hard. I don't know. I just this game, man. Like sometimes I'm like, man, this is hitting all these great feels of Final Fantasy back in 1997, and then I'm like, why is this game so weird? Jose said it perfectly. Why is there so much sexual tension with everything? Again, why is this game so weird? Yes.
Tifa's so hot.
Why is Tifa so hot? Why is Jesse so hot? Why is Aerith so weird? Why is Barrett's voice
was weird in the original too.
Why was Barrett's voice just the absolute worst? I don't know. Why is Cloud such an idiot sometimes?
I don't have a problem with Barrett's voice because I don't know the original song.
They didn't have voice. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
This is not what I envisioned for Barrett. It's weird. Overall, though,
it's fine.
I'm enjoying the game. Sometimes it is pretty empty, and you're just running down these empty ass corridors.
Cloud gets an address.
Yes, I'm about to get to that part. Like,
Cloud's not hot.
Why is Cloud so hot in a dress? I don't know. I haven't seen him there yet. But anyway, I can't wait to get through this chapter and keep moving on.
I'm still in the slums. I got bored in the slums and kind of
we're going to be in the slums the whole game. So anyway, I'm enjoying it. Shout out to Final Fantasy. Been playing it on my desktop and my laptop. It runs great on my laptop. Also getting high frame rates on my ROG Zephyrus G14 Bacon. I love Steam where it updates to the cloud, just like Xbox, and it's free. Nice. I'm not paying for it. It's all synced up there. Great game. Also, I did jump. I listened to Kind of Funny's review of the Starfield update. Greg Miller is still so high on Starfield, Bacon. I know you hate him because he trashes PC. No, he plays on console. I jumped in, you guys, right away. I went to the sliders, checked off some things for combat, changed the view. When you talk to people, it doesn't go into the portrait mode. And I'm getting sucked back into Starfield. Just listening to Greg and his passion for that game, his favorite game of last year, Bacon, Starfield. I'm falling back in love with this game. I cannot wait for Shattered Space. And I was thinking about jumping into Witcher 3 or maybe, I don't know what the other game I was, but I'm like, maybe I'm just going to play Starfield again and get my Andreja back. Andreja's mine, Joe. She was never yours. Shout out to Trophy Room. Why does Cloud make me brain so cloudy and confused? I don't know. Todd said, will EA release Dragon Age this fall? Hopefully. I've never been as big on Dragon Age as other people, Dredgewolf, and I worry about BioWare. Yes, this game has to hit, right, Bacon? If it doesn't hit, I don't know.
They'll get the Xbox will swing the axe, or
no, EA. EA will. Xbox buy the IP, but I think that's been it. So I've just been playing Final Fantasy. maybe a little bit of Halo, a little bit of Starfield, but I'm all in on Final Fantasy right now. So, gentlemen, let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Jose, did you add? I went to Popeyes. Jose. Chicken of Popeyes.
Did you try that new?
No,
Did you try it?
I saw that, guys. Let's be real. I should have, but
Definitely should have.
I really should have. Jose, every time I have the spicy chicken sandwich, I'm like blown away. I'm like, this
It's
is
amazing.
It's,
It's
so
incredible,
good.
man.
It's so, especially when you don't have it in a while, like me. I'm like, holy shit! Oh, it is so good, guys. The best spicy chicken sandwich, hands down. It's not even close. Get your ass to Popeyes. But I got to say, the best food I had this week was just tonight, Jose. And I tweeted out a picture or Z'd it out, a picture of it. Is there anything better or more American than some dogs, some chips, some sides? You know, what a great, just hot dogs, you guys. Just, I loved it. And shout out to Matt Kennedy for dissing me because I put ketchup on my hot dog. Screw off, Matt. Okay. And I'm actually mad because I had mayo
East
chup.
Coast, but mustard only for him.
I bought mayo chup that I was going to put on there, but I forgot to do it. And I was really pissed off about that. If you've had mayo and ketchup on your hot dog, it's like the Antonio Banderas.
I think Joe's busting on your Little Caesars kind of down low in the chat.
Honestly, but we're agreeing with Costco's great pizza. Dan's a big Costco fan.
Oh, yeah. I love
Don't worry
Costco
about that.
pizza.
We
We
are-
had that.
we're with
Actually,
you.
speaking of, Jose, I need you to add a pizza.
Why
for us,
does
'cause we have
that
Costco
count?
pizza as well? It's $10 and you carry it out. It's fantastic.
But
Are you
real
serious?
pizza doesn't count in our counter.
Costco pizza counts as fast food pizza.
It's a chain.
fast
Oh
food.
my
Yeah.
God,
Costco
I
pizza.
can't with you right now.
Oh, okay. We got to catch up to the chat. Costco pizza for the win. Absolutely, Todd. And Nessa said, if you guys are in
Worcester.
that's how you say it?
Lasta.
Worcester.
Go to Brooklyn Calzone. So good. I would love that. Sounds delicious.
You guys
Costco
seen the-
pizza is better than every pizza chain. Better? Do you think it's better than Pizza Hut or Domino's?
Dude,
Jose?
would you get that hot Costco
It's
pizza?
pretty good.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Alex, even last time when we got it, she was like, "This might be the best Costco pizza we've ever had." I was like, It's because they just load up the cheese. That's why it's like 500 calories a slice. But that's not an awful take," said Big Box. I respect the pizza. What the hell is acumen? What the hell does that mean? I was like, can you tell me what that means?
It's like intelligence about, kind of, I guess.
Dogs? Yeah, what about hot dogs at Trophy Room? Wait, what? Coney Island hot dogs. Oh, okay. That's the Mecca. I need to get to Nathan's hot dog eating contest on the pier, right, Jose? And just,
Yeah.
I need to see. I would love to. Todd Oxtra said, I had Popeyes 2 weeks ago, and it took 30 minutes in the drive-thru. Tasty.
That is a true thing sometimes, though. I will give him that.
Dude, I went to the one. It was like
the Lakewood one is easy. Yeah, that's where I get mine. It's always.
I got
short.
mine off of Kipling and I-70, because it's on the way back from my trek out to Aurora. It was fantastic. I did not have that.
Ahoy to Captain Logan. Great to see you, bud.
Shout out to Captain Logan. By the way, I invited Logan on the show. Now he could not make it. He had a workout at our
Good for him, bud. Good for you, Logan.
Way to take care of yourself, Logan, unlike us. Okay, Big Box, I agree. We do not need the score updates anymore, Todd Oxtra. 114. Oh, God, they just threw in the towel.
Throw the towel in at the 9-minute mark, bro. We cleared the bench and we don't even have 70 points yet.
Apparently, Joe took a date to the Costco food court.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe, that's classy.
Let me keep it. Never mind. I'm going to
PG.
keep it PG. Jose Birria tacos for the win. I have no idea. It sounds cheesy. What the hell? What is that? What is that?
Birria is. It's like
Birria. I said it right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. With queso in it. Oh, they're so good. Pomps, great to see you, bud. Great
Shout
to see
out
you,
to
man.
Mariano Pampa over there in the land of what is
Joe says
California
he's
called?
never invited. He was literally on the show last week. Like literally.
Yeah. He bombed the show and then
Yeah, we
left.
invited you to crash our show. and
Hey,
went off on
we
it.
don't want to take you away from Crossfire, Joe.
Yeah,
I
supposedly
know.
you're always on this other show that
You got to
Bacon
be with your
watches.
support group talking about Hellblade's review embargo.
Oh, nice. Pomps, what are you doing in the gym right now? Tell us your workout routine. Jose, what was the best food you had this week?
Well, I also have great news.
Love that chicken at Popeyes.
I also went to Popeyes this week, and same thing, Dan. My coworkers, because they know I love Popeyes, were like, "Are you going to get that new golden sandwich?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." No, I couldn't, because if it's not good,
yeah,
I'm gonna be
you're
pissed
mad.
that I didn't get the spicy one. It was absolutely delicious. Had a great time. The other thing I had to do was really good this week. So on Saturday night, my wife got pneumonia this weekend. That's not great. Sorry, the context there was not great. She got pneumonia, so she was like out the whole
Not
weekend,
good.
even through Mother's Day. And on Saturday night, I was just hanging out with my eldest daughter because my youngest one was at a sleepover, and she was like, "Dad, can we go to Smashburger?" And I was like, "Absolutely,
Yes.
baby. Where do you want to go? If that's where you want to go, I'll take you."
Where's the
We went
nearest
to a-
Smash Burger to you?
like Southwest Plaza. They're by that Chipotle down there.
Okay,
So we went to a comic book store together, and then we came home and we watched she wanted to start watching the Marvel movie, so we watched Iron Man together.
Wait, how
Like,
old is
honestly, she's 9.
Oh,
my
okay.
my like heart was just so full, man. And
Oh,
the burger
man.
was delicious. I just get the standard double there at Smash Burger, and it was a great daddy-daughter date, man. It was a great week of
What a
food.
day, you guys.
I have not eaten anything since because there's just no time. But after tomorrow, I'll be looking forward to eating a lot more, which is good. Yeah, I didn't watch Madam Web. I saw that on Netflix. I was like, pass.
Bacon, what was the best food you had this week?
We had some bratwurst tonight before the show. Smoked
Hot
up on the
take.
Traeger.
Hot take. Never been a big bratwurst fan.
Why is that hot?
Just give me a hot dog. Just give me a hot dog.
I mean, why can't you have both?
All
How
right,
do you
back
limit
to you,
yourself?
Bacon. Sorry.
Other than that, nothing really impressive this week. It's been kind of lame. I mean, yeah, just bratwursts.
Shout out to the trophy room. And I knew as soon as he said this, he said, "Todd, I have a girl." I knew he was talking about Luke's mom. We all knew that, right? That Joe is with Luke's mom.
100%.
They are a couple. Yeah, we're that's not. I already. Oh, okay, gentlemen. Todd, I'm not even going to read the score anymore.
The Nuggets
This-
aren't even going to get 70 points tonight, boys.
Wow, oh God, it's been the Nerd Chat episode 159. Should Xbox have 2 CEOs like PlayStation? My name is Daddy D Wally. You can follow me at Daddy D Wally across all social media. You can find me over on Steam because Xbox is dead. Joe's right. I'm not even on the Xbox console anymore. I'm on PC Xbox games. You can follow me at Daddy D Wally across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast on all social media. Shout out to Jose. He's still popping off those shorts. He's forgetting to remind me when he posts one.
No,
so
I haven't
let's
posted
put
one. I have the
on-
Jets one still. I'll put that out tomorrow. Maybe.
But I did post one tonight about bacon trying Chick-fil-A sauce for the first time. What the hell is going on? Chipotle Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter /X Chipotle_Bear, Chipotle Bear everywhere else. Want to send a huge shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. Honestly, like a super funny, hilarious chat. Todd, Nissa, B, Deja, Joe. Great to see Captain Logan, Matt Valdez, Pomps. Thank you all so much for stopping, guys. We appreciate it. If you're listening to us on podcasts or first time seeing us in shorts or TV, we'd appreciate a like. We're trying to get that road to 1,000 so we can start monetizing a little bit eventually. That's kind of our goal. We learned that from our boy Zenkai Goose. Got to have some goals. So thank you guys for listening. Go listen to Trophy Room. Go listen to Super Friends Unite. Go listen to Xbox Expansion Pass. Awesome shows all around, guys. Thanks for listening.
And X Bacon Gaming, where can people find you?
You can
It's getting
find
smoked.
you can find me lurking in the Trophy Room chat from time to time.
What's that show he's always on? Joe's on?
Crossfire?
Cast Co-op?
No, Crossfire.
Couch Co-op, I mean. Sorry, Couch Co-op.
Anyway, yeah, sorry. Shout out to Joe. And where else, Bacon?
You can find me on Twitter and Steam. That's about it. I'm still listening to your show tonight, Joe. I got to figure out if I'm concerned about Hellblade or not. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure those boys will let me know.
Also, shout out to Secret Friends. You know, I am listening to your episode. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We really do appreciate it. And as always, gentlemen, see you online.
Oh, he's going to be on next week.
See you online.
See you online.
Who the hell is it? What do you want? Judas Priest Barber is one of those flaming bags again.
Don't put it out with your boots, Tad.
Don't tell me my business, devil woman. Call the fire department. This one's out of control.
That's Joe for Luke's mom.
Poop again.
He caught the shit poop.
The Nerd Chat is an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. You can follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. The show was created by Daniel Wolenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy D. Wally. The lead producer and co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_bear. And former intern, recently promoted co-host Jason Jarrett can be found at X Bacon Gamin'. If you'd like to find out more about the show, please visit nerdchatmedia.com. And as always, see you online.